Hi, I'm Dr. Professor Alex Rhema Zachariah, MD, a retired medical oncologist, trained in Indianapolis, and went back to India to start medical oncology work in North India way back in 70s. Now I've returned here and settled in Urbana. And we bring to you once again American Cancer Society volunteer Cathy. She's a stylist, she's a cosmetologist, and it is so good that we have Cathy and we have Trisha here. Come on, Cathy. It's all yours. Yeah.
Okay, well today I want to talk about the Look Good, Feel Better program, which is a 2-hour program that we do that helps to teach people going through treatment how to take care of their skin now that it's completely different. You know, whether you are a makeup wearer currently or have never been one, whatever your situation is, it is completely different. So we need to kind of start at ground zero again and learn how to take care of our skin and our makeup needs as they change. But first I wanted to kind of touch on the kit that you see in front of us. If you sign up for a Look Good, Feel Better program, this kit is what you get. It will come completely stocked. It is free of charge. It is from the American Cancer Society. But the CTFA, who is the Cosmetic, Toiletry, and Fragrance Association, are the people who get all of these donated products from the manufacturers and actually assemble the kits, and then they're sent to us to use.
Cathy, at what time in the timeline this comes into the picture?
Actually, it can come into the picture at any time.
Okay.
Anytime someone feels they're ready
Yes.
for something new, something different, or they just need a break, they need to feel good. So they call the American Cancer Society,
Yes.
and then they call someone like me,
Yes.
a cosmetologist, and the NCA, which is the National Cosmetology Association, is who we represent. We're contacted, or we contact them. In my case, I contacted them to find out about training for this program. And then they kind of help coordinate with the American Cancer Society.
This can be even planned before the whole program for this?
Well, usually you don't plan too far in ahead because you don't know how you're going to feel.
Yes.
But when you feel you're ready for something, anything, even if it just, I feel like I need to get out of the house for a few hours, you call the American Cancer Society. We have, we always have a list
Yes.
going on, and we set you up with what program is already scheduled for the closest to you. We do them all over. It's regional, so we do it all over.
Yes.
We do them at the breast cancer, the Mills Cancer at Carl.
Yes.
We do Christie Clinic, and then we also do them in the Wig Boutique at the American Cancer Society.
Yes.
There's a couple of places in Vermilion County, Coles County. So you just need to call the local regional office.
Yes. Go ahead.
And if you don't know that number, I'm going to look for it just a second. Oh, I thought I had
It's
it
a
right
very
here.
important number.
It's a very important number. Here
Yes.
it is.
Yes.
It is 217-356-9076. That number is really important to keep. And then I also want to kind of briefly touch on, and then we'll kind of go ahead and go over some more things in detail.
Yes.
But I wanted to ask Trisha, at what point did you feel like you were ready for something new as a survivor?
I actually went early to the first treatment, I get this right. I actually went early to the Look Good, Feel Better program because I was trying to anticipate how I was going to feel and what to expect. And so I went, before I even started my first treatment, got an idea about what was going to happen to my skin, what was going to happen to my hair, some things that were going to change dramatically in my body. And so I actually called early and went before I even had my first treatment.
Okay.
Trisha, this was the point I was getting at. In other words, your experience kind of points that you can do that even before. And so
Yes.
many may not do it, but it can be done.
Absolutely.
Yes, and I, like I said, I even did it early. Now that just meant to me that as I went through it, I had to change up my makeup a bit. I had to change foundations and concealers a little bit throughout as my skin tone changed and stuff. But I knew
Yes.
that that was coming.
Yes.
And I knew that that was something that I was going to have to probably do. So I knew what to expect, and I knew that those changes were going to happen and that I would have to switch out some of my makeup and stuff as I went along.
I would call that proactive.
Well, that's me. Don't wait till the last minute.
Yeah. Well, and for somebody who is a makeup wearer like Trisha, she knew to anticipate that. We have a lot of people who come in who've never worn makeup in their lives and or used cosmetics of any kind. No,
Yes.
they haven't used
Yes.
moisturizers or any of
Yes.
those things. So they come in typically midway through their treatment because they think that they don't realize exactly what that means when the doctor says your skin tone's probably going to change, the oiliness or dryness of your skin is going to change. They may not quite understand what those changes really mean because they're not an active makeup wearer.
Yes.
Somebody who's an active makeup wearer will pretty quickly understand, oh, my stuff isn't going to match anymore. And so, as you can see in the kits, it's everything from skincare, makeup remover, to everything you would need to make up your face. They're all coded for us in light, medium, and dark. They're always a surprise. We call them early Christmas presents because even we're not sure what's going to be in them because it depends on what manufacturers have donated at that time.
Oh, yes.
So we're not even sure what's going to be in the kit. So I always say, let's open our Christmas present and see what's inside.
Yeah, and I can tell you that this stuff here, I don't recognize any of it being in the kit that I got back in the day here. It's all, it looks like there's a lot more stuff and just a wider variety of stuff.
Yeah, and as this program has caught on across the country, more and more manufacturers are donating.
Yes.
Because the kits, even just a year ago, were the bag was the size, but the amount of product in it was smaller. So as the program is gaining in popularity and manufacturers are paying attention to that, they're donating more and more things to us so that we can make these truly kits from point A to point B that takes them all the way across. So, back to you, Trisha. Do you think that the things that you learned truly helped you, adjust through those times?
Oh, yes. Like Cathy said, I have been a makeup wearer for, long time. Long time.
Long time.
Yeah, long time. And there were still things that when I went through the Look Good, Feel Better program that I learned. And one of the huge things I was telling Cathy the other day is moisturizing. Everybody says, oh, you need to moisturize, you need to do it in the morning, you need to do it at night. I was always blah, blah, blah. Okay, I was hit and miss. And I'll tell you, when I started going through treatment, my skin just dried out. Huge. And my husband now calls me the moisturizing queen. There are bottles of moisturizer and hand lotion and stuff like all over my house because it's almost like I can't get enough of it. And that was one of the things that the girl told us right from the get-go at the beginning of the session was, your skin's going to be dry. So if you've had oily skin or if you've never used moisturizer before, pay attention to this part.
Yes.
And there was moisturizers, in the bag, so you could try it to see if you liked it or not, or, because some are heavy, some are light, what you worked best for you. So that was, they had me put on different shades of makeup that typically I probably would not have wore, but because as my skin changed and I had the makeup, I went ahead and tried it and was very surprised that it actually looked decent.
Yes.
Well, I was going to say, isn't that the biggest surprise is they anticipate that your skin is going to take on a slightly yellow effect from the chemotherapy.
Yes.
So the colors in the kits are skewed towards that effect. So when we first look at them, if somebody comes early, like Trisha did, they look at those colors and they're like, oh no, that is nope, never going to do that.
Like
Because-
red on them lips?
Yeah, because their skin is pink and healthy. As their skin changes
Yes.
and becomes more sallow, then suddenly it's like, well, color I'm using's not working. What was in that kit again? You know? So it may not be something that they use right off the bat,
Yes.
but something they will probably use before the time of their treatment is over.
And that is exactly what I did. You know, I went through the program, and then at the end, I got home and I was like, not going to use that, not going to use that, not going to use that. And then after my first or second treatment, I was like, where's that bag go? You know? So I'm digging underneath the cabinet. I'm going, yeah, I'm going to try that, going to try that, you know, and was really pleasantly surprised that what I had that they had given me was all pretty much things that I used, you know.
And
then,
it's so nice that you didn't have to spend more money because we all know this is not an inexpensive,
No.
you know, treatment. There's nothing about cancer that's inexpensive.
Yes.
So if we can anticipate some of your needs and give you something that's usable, that's the whole point, is to make
Yes.
this as usable as possible. I would say the number one thing I get asked at every single session is, what do I do when my eyebrows fall out? And
That's a biggie.
It's a biggie because if there's the eyebrows are the frame for the eye.
Yes.
And we're all used to it. I have had people tell me, oh, I'm not good at drawing them on. I'm not good. I'm like, well, how did you do it? So we will spend probably way too much time in the class practicing
Yes.
on a piece of paper how to draw an eyebrow. People just think you just go like this. It is absolutely no way. Don't do it. Don't ever do it. It's comma-shaped motions
Yes.
to make it look like hair.
Yes.
So the number one is always, what do I do with my eyebrows? The number two is always, what am I going to do with no eyelashes? And I always say, you know what? If you have eye makeup on and you got your eyebrows drawn on, nobody's going to know whether you have eyelashes or not. So you take and focus the eye
Yes.
other places so that they don't feel like, I can't leave my house because, you know, I've got no eyebrows, I got no hair, I've got no eyelashes. I mean, people are going to stare at me. That's the point. We're going to take you to a new place where you feel like you can go out and be seen
Yes.
and feel comfortable while you're doing it.
Wow. That is almost a miracle.
Well, we won't go that far,
Well,
but
but it really is, and it's really important because, especially with me going a little earlier, I mean, I still had my eyelashes, still had my
Yes.
eyebrows. So those were things that I didn't even think about, didn't even anticipate. You know, and she's there telling me, okay, you're going to lose your eyebrows. I'm, what? You're not going to have any eyelashes. What? You know, so when she started telling me, it made me think, you know, I need to pay attention here, and I
Yes.
need to learn how to do this because I'm going to have to step up and do this.
Yes.
And I was lucky enough that I didn't lose all my eyebrows, so I had a little bit of a template up there
yeah.
to go with. And it was still a little difficult because you look at different people. Everybody you see, their eyebrows are different.
Yes.
You know?
And I have to tell you, when she came into the salon one of the very first times and we were cutting her wig, I had asked her, I said, how are you doing? Are you practicing your strokes for your eyebrows? And she said, I have no idea what you're talking about. And so I got a piece of paper and a pencil. I said, this is what you're going to do. And she goes, okay. And I looked at her and I handed it to her and I go, okay, now you do it. And she's like, no, we're going to practice because there's going to come a time when you're really going to wish you knew this. So,
And that would be me. I would be going, no, I'll just take this home and do it. And then if I have trouble, I'll call Cathy.
yeah.
You know? And she's like, no, we need to.
We're going to practice
do
right
this.
now. Another thing is, I always tell people, because they are, sometimes you're going somewhere and you need to look a certain way.
Yes.
And you don't feel comfortable with the way you look. Do your makeup, talk to your doctor before you ever do this. But there are new products out that are eyelash pieces. They're individual pieces. I always say, ask your doctor if you can use them, because you don't want, if somebody has a skin, their medication is going to make their skin a little more sensitive than others. You don't want to tell them to use it. But for the most part, people are given the okay to use them, and they make great false eyelashes now. They're inexpensive. They're really good. They take practice.
Yes.
So, but I always tell them, ask your doctor if you can use them. And if you go out and you have this, you're going to a wedding, you're going somewhere where you're just really uncomfortable about the way you look, it is amazing what a set of eyelashes will do for somebody. So, ask your doctor, see if it's okay. They make inexpensive, because the adhesives aren't what they used to be. And they're much more natural. And you can cut them down to be the right size for you. So again, if we can practice with the eyebrows, practice with the lashes, it's amazing what those two things can do.
Two things can do.
We
Amazing.
it is amazing. And concealers have come a long way. The problem that most people have when they think of concealers is they think of lighter. And most lighter colors are ivory. But the skin is turned a yellow sallow color.
Yes.
That makes it look like, oh wow, something really happened under there. Those really, really light ones can make the skin appear to be worse. So we have to always steer them to something that they look at it and they go, that's not a concealer, it's darker. Well, the reason is because it has the right hue to it. So it will match the skin tone, will match the foundation you put on better than a really, really light one. So that, again, is another thing we have to explain in the class. And I think that's what comes out of the class.
And that's a big misconception, too, because you think, like, I had really dark circles, like, under my eyes. So what do you do when you have a dark circle? Slap some white on it. Yeah, slap some light on there, slap some white on there, and it'll lighten them right up. No. That's not a good thing.
Well, and a lot of times when people get those really dark circles from treatment, they almost look bruised. So the way you would cover up a bruise is to use greens or pinks, or concealers that have green and pink to them, because they neutralize that color as it comes through. Again, you give somebody a green concealer and they look at you like, what is she thinking? But, you have to explain, yes, maybe early on this won't go with your skin, but in a few months or a few weeks, it will go with your skin.
And makes a huge
difference.
Yeah, and that's where these ladies all come in with their professional experience. And this is what they went to school for, is to know that green is going to offset the dark and pink is going to offset the yellow, or, whatever that mix is. And please don't slap white on there, because that's not a good thing. And they'll show you how to use every single thing in your kit. They go through it.
We go through step by step.
Starting
with cleansing, and right on to moisturizing, and we go step by step. If it is a one-on-one session, they move a little faster because you only have one person asking questions. Typically, we do a group maybe of 4, 5, 6, or 7. If we get into the 8s and 9s, it gets a little crazy because you're trying to, make sure everybody's on the same step. But it's crazier for me when it's that big a group. But I think for the participants, they like the bigger groups better. I always say we whip those wigs off, and the wigs come flying, and so does the makeup. But that's their chance to not only socialize, but find out other things. Do you have you have breast cancer too? Oh, what are you doing? And so there's, I'm getting ready to start this medicine. Oh, I've already done that. So it allows them to almost self-nurture each other. And it just happens to come around a table with makeup.
And that's very important.
It is very important.
It is. And when I went through my session, it was just another young girl and myself. And she was farther along in her treatment than what I was. So she already did not have any hair and did not have eyebrows and things like that. So again, I got to kind of have a sneak preview, so to speak, of where I was going. And she was very nice about being very open with the treatment that she had had and what she had been through, and we. I don't know. You kind of bond. You've
Oh,
never
yeah,
met
absolutely.
these people before in
This
your life,
is-
and you sit down at this table, and before you leave, it is almost like you have a whole nother family or a whole new set of friends that you've
Yes,
just met, and
yes.
you've bonded over a bag of makeup.
Yes.
You know, so it's
Well, I always try and explain this. Part of it is the makeup and the session, and I've said it before. People come in kind of rounded shoulders, but they leave shoulders are
yes.
back, heads up. They go, I look good tonight. You know, I'm going out for dinner. My husband's taking me out for dinner, or
I'm looking pretty.
I look pretty. This is the best I've looked in a long time. This is the best I've felt. Hence the name.
Yes.
Look good,
And
feel better.
Feel better.
So, and it truly is that way. When you feel good about the way you look,
Yes.
your whole demeanor changes.
Yes.
That head comes up, those shoulders go back, and you're like, I'm ready to take on the world.
Yeah.
And if that's all you get out of
Yes.
that 2 hours, kudos.
Yeah, you do. You come out going, I can do this.
I can do this. If
Yes.
it gives
I
you the
can.
confidence to continue going, it's worth it all.
Yes, absolutely. It's so important.
It is very
And
important.
it's very personal.
Well, and it's all about them.
Yes, yes.
You know, for the first time, it's not about what this is doing to my body. It's not about what this appointment's going to lead to, what this appointment. This is about me
Yes.
feeling better.
Better. Mm.
And that's it.
Well, it is.
And you are in a group.
Well,
Oh,
it is.
absolutely.
You know, yeah, and
You are
out of
not
all
alone.
the darkness and all the bad stuff, here's your little ray of sunshine.
Yes.
You know, you go into these appointments, and it's just like Cathy just said, you go into these appointments, and it's, okay, well, this scan came back, yeah, not so good, so now we need to go over here and do this, and then that leads to this, and it's kind of confusing as to what they're telling you.
Yes.
It's very hard to understand. It's a very complex
Yes.
disease, you know, and it's very hard to understand. So then you get to go in and you sit down, and all of a sudden you get to be pretty,
Yes.
you know, and it's a good thing, and it's a positive thing, and it's helping you just feel better about yourself, because there's not a lot through this whole journey that makes you do that. You know, you have scars and you have tubes,
Yes.
and it just doesn't, there's nothing pretty about all that. So these people come into your life,
Yes.
and a little makeup and 2 hours of your time and some camaraderie,
Yes.
and you come out actually going, I can do this. I feel better already, and I can do this.
You absolutely can. So that's kind of that is a big part of what Look Good, Feel Better is.
Yes.
But again, I want to let you guys know the phone number, because if you have ever received a diagnosis of cancer, please, please, please call this number. It is the office number in Champaign. It is 217-356-9076. Please call. They have multiple things of information for you, and support, and just people who want to help you. So it is really important to call the office if you get this diagnosis.
It really is probably the best 2 hours of your time that you will spend. It is well worth it. And you get free makeup.
And you get free makeup.
And let me ask you, Trish, a question. This becomes that look good and feel better a way of life? That it becomes a part of you?
Yeah, yes, I do believe it does.
And then the rest of your life, you would look good and feel,
And feel
better.
better. Yes, you
So-
do. I mean, like I said, I've been a makeup wearer for forever. I started in my
Yes.
young teens,
Yes.
probably. You know, have changed the way I've done makeup throughout my life.
Yes.
Really dramatically changed it when I learned about this program and then went through this program.
Yes.
It impacted me to the point that I have asked Cathy to be her little helper bee.
Yes, she said, I'll do anything. I'll come and
I
tote
did.
bags. I'll do whatever you want to be. I just want to be there.
Yeah, I mean that's how much I think this program means, and how much I think it will really help people feel better.
Better.
you know, and that's what how it impacted me. I not only went through it and saw what it did for me, but like I said, I told Cathy, I said, you know, I'll come, I'll carry your bags, I'll set up makeup, I'll whatever. I said, I just want to see other people, I want to help other people go through this and have the good, positive experience that I had.
Yeah. So what message you have to those who are watching?
Please, please, please pick up the phone. Call if you get a diagnosis. Like I've said a million times, there are all kinds of programs, tons of people who want to be there for you. But the Look Good, Feel Better program is the one program I can tell you where I see people come in and leave like this. So if, you know, it's just such a positive 2 hours of your life.
And it's fun.
And it is fun. There's a lot of laughter.
A lot of laughter.
There's a lot of laughter.
Yeah, there's a lot of tears that go through your whole journey, but this is one place. It's 2 hours. It's fun. It's laughing. It's cutting up. You know, you could draw some wicked eyebrows on it. It's just hilarious. Seriously. And it's just a good program. Well worth your 2 hours. Pick up the phone, call, make an appointment. You might even get Cathy and I.
You might even get me.
And that would be a hoot.
Thank you for watching this program. And we will be back here with some other important aspects of your life as a cancer survivor or a cancer volunteer. Thank you.